Beloved listeners, welcome. I want you to take a deep breath for a moment and let these words sink in. There is a rule so simple, yet so powerful, that it has the quiet ability to change the trajectory of your financial life. Imagine your money, not just sitting there, waiting, but growing, multiplying, doubling before your eyes. But this is not about luck. This is about understanding a principle so profound that it has guided the wealthiest, the wisest, and yet it is often hidden in plain sight. Picture this, a young dreamer, full of hope, with barely enough to cover the next month. Every paycheck is a struggle, every bill a reminder of limits. Yet within that struggle, there is a moment, a single decision, that can set the course toward abundance. The secret is not in chasing fast money or gambling with your life savings, but in embracing a rule that rewards patience, discipline, and clarity of thought. Let me ask you, have you ever felt frustrated, watching others seem to succeed effortlessly while you work tirelessly? That frustration, that sting of impatience, it's natural. But the great truth is this: wealth is not a race. It is a process, a deliberate and conscious journey, and on this journey, there is a rule that can double your capital, if you commit to it, if you truly understand it, and if you honor the process with patience. The rule is simple, almost deceptively so. Invest where you understand the value, and let time do its work. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, there was a small business, a single corner store, struggling to stay afloat. The owner, diligent but cautious, decided not to chase every passing trend, not to risk everything on a flashy opportunity. Instead, he focused on what he knew, on what he could see, on the value hidden in the everyday operations. Year by year, slowly, steadily, the store grew, not in leaps, but in quiet, compounding strength. And in time, what seemed small became significant. What seemed ordinary became extraordinary. You see, the problem for most is this: impatience. The human mind craves quick results, instant gratification, but doubling your capital, creating real wealth, requires something far more valuable than a secret formula. It requires a mindset that respects the process, that understands the rhythm of growth, that embraces consistency over flashiness. Ask yourself, what does your money currently do for you? Does it sit idle, waiting for luck to knock? Or does it work quietly, like a loyal servant, compounding day by day, year by year? There is beauty in this, in letting patience and knowledge guide your financial decisions, in turning the ordinary into extraordinary, quietly, almost invisibly, until one day you look back and see your wealth has doubled, not by magic, but by mastery of a principle few truly embrace. And here's the most critical part. The real power of this rule is not in numbers alone. It is in freedom. Freedom from worry. Freedom from the stress of chasing fleeting opportunities. Freedom to live with dignity. To focus on what truly matters. You see, when you double your capital, not just for profit, but with understanding and purpose, you unlock something far greater than money itself. You unlock peace of mind, confidence, and the ability to pursue your highest ambitions without fear. Remember, the world often tempts us with shortcuts, flashy schemes, promises of overnight success. But those who truly master wealth, those who honor this powerful rule, know that patience is not weakness, it is power. Knowledge is not dull, it is armor. And consistency is the bridge between struggle and abundance. Take a moment, think of someone you know, someone who struggled, yet grew quietly, steadily, using wisdom over impulse. That is the path you are being invited to walk. Not rushed, not frantic, but deliberate. Every decision, every investment, every choice guided by understanding, magnified by patience, destined to double over time the capital you steward today. Pause with me for a moment. Breathe in and consider this. The rule is not secret. The rule is not complex. It is simply a commitment to thoughtful, patient, and informed action,
repeated with discipline, repeated with purpose, repeated until the result is undeniable.
Now, as we move deeper, I want you to feel this truth in your bones. Wealth is rarely a sudden lightning strike. It is more like the sun rising, gradually, inevitably, illuminating what was once hidden in shadow. The rule that doubles your capital. It asks for courage, not the kind that roars, but the quiet courage to stay the course when the world seems impatient, when markets fluctuate, when friends and voices around you urge haste. Let me share another story. There was a young investor, full of ambition, desperate to make it big. He chased every hot tip, bought every trending stock, sold at the first sign of trouble. Every month, gains turned to losses, excitement turned to despair. Then he met a mentor, someone who simply said, "Invest where you understand the business, hold, and let time do the work." The young investor was skeptical. It sounded slow, boring even, but he tried. Slowly, he saw small returns, small victories, and over years, those small victories compounded. And one day the total was double, triple, far beyond what impatience could have achieved. Here's the lesson. It is not the magnitude of each move that matters. It is the wisdom behind each decision, and the patience to let it grow. Your capital is like a seed. You could yank it out, toss it in the wind, hoping for instant growth. Or you could plant it in fertile soil, water it carefully, nurture it with knowledge, and over time, watch it flourish into a tree that bears fruit year after year. That is the difference between speculation and intelligent investing, between fleeting excitement and enduring wealth. And this is where mindset becomes everything. Many people approach money with fear, anxiety, or greed. They see wealth as a goal in itself, a finish line. But true investors see it differently. They see money as a tool, as a servant, as a reflection of discipline, intelligence, and patience. When you adopt this perspective, the act of doubling your capital becomes not a gamble, but a natural outcome of a well-understood principle applied consistently. Think for a moment about your own journey, the financial decisions you've made, the risks taken, the mistakes, the wins. Every experience, every setback, every triumph is preparation for understanding the power of this rule. And when you finally internalize it, when it becomes second nature, you will notice something extraordinary. Opportunities no longer intimidate you. Volatility no longer terrifies you. You begin to see clarity in a world that seems chaotic. But let us not forget, this rule demands respect. It asks you to do more than just invest wisely. It asks you to cultivate patience, to embrace learning, and to align your financial purpose with your life's vision. Each dollar, each decision becomes a reflection of your commitment to growth, to self-mastery, to creating a future where your capital serves not just you, but the life you dream of living. And here's a subtle but vital truth. The doubling does not happen overnight. It cannot. The markets, the world, even life itself, moves according to rhythms we do not control. But by respecting those rhythms, by investing in what you understand, by staying consistent, by allowing compounding to work quietly, invisibly, the result is inevitable. The rule, the power, the transformation is inescapable. If you do not rush, if you do not panic, if you do not give in to distractions or fear. Let me pause here, for you to feel it, for you to let it settle. This is not a story about wealth alone. It is a story about growth, patience, discipline, and the quiet power of understanding. The seeds you plant today, with knowledge, clarity, and care, will bear the fruit of doubling tomorrow. Now imagine, years from now, looking back at the path you chose, seeing the growth, the stability, the freedom you have earned, knowing that it was not luck, not speculation, but a conscious choice, a principle lived, a rule honored, that changed everything. And as we prepare to go further, I want you to hold on to this feeling, the sense of possibility, the calm confidence that you are capable of mastering this powerful principle, capable of transforming your financial life with wisdom, patience, and vision. And now, we arrive at the final stretch, where the principle truly reveals its quiet, unstoppable power. By this point, you must realize that doubling your capital is not merely about numbers, it is about character, about building a mind that can see opportunity where others see chaos, that can remain calm when uncertainty knocks, that can resist the urge to chase what glitters and instead honor what is true, reliable, and understood. Think of a river carving through stone, relentless, patient, unwavering. It does not hurry, it does not panic, yet over time it shapes the landscape. That is the essence of this rule. Consistent, deliberate action, applied with understanding, magnified by time. Every wise investment you make, every dollar you steward with purpose, compounds, quietly transforming your life, until the total seems almost magical. Yet it is the result of nothing but patience, discipline, and insight. Consider the countless stories of people who took shortcuts, who chased trends, who ignored fundamentals. Most falter, most lose. But those who embrace this principle, who invest in what they understand, who hold and nurture, they reap the rewards that impatience cannot touch. It is a profound lesson that life, like wealth, favors the careful, the thoughtful, and the persistent. Now let us reflect on mindset again, for it is the invisible force that sustains this journey. Your capital will only double if your mind is steady, your judgment clear, your intentions aligned with purpose. Greed is a trap, fear is a trap, distraction is a trap, but patience, knowledge, clarity of vision, these are your allies. Treat them with reverence, cultivate them daily, and you will find that wealth grows as naturally as a tree growing toward the sun. I want you to pause and imagine this. Imagine waking up years from now, feeling secure, feeling free, knowing that your financial foundation is strong, knowing that you have created a life where choices are yours, where opportunities are yours to take, not because of luck, but because of the consistent application of a single powerful principle. That is the true essence of doubling your capital. Not in haste, not in shortcuts, but in mastery. And here is perhaps the most important lesson. This rule does more than multiply money. It multiplies possibilities. It frees you from the stress of uncertainty. It allows you to dream bigger, act bolder, and live with purpose. Money in this context is not the goal. It is the reflection of your discipline, your vision, your patience. When you honor the rule, when you invest wisely, when you allow time to do its work, you unlock a life that is richer in experience, freedom, and fulfillment. So remember, invest where you understand, invest with patience, invest with purpose, and let the quiet, steady force of compounding guide you. Every decision matters, every choice matters, every day is an opportunity to honor this principle. And if you do, if you commit, if you persist, the result is inevitable. Your capital will double, and with it your freedom, your vision, your life. Beloved listeners, this is the power of the rule. It is simple yet profound. It is humble yet transformative. And it is waiting quietly, patiently, for you to embrace it. Then let us bring this journey to its quiet, powerful close. Beloved listeners, breathe for a moment and feel the weight of these words, not just as advice, but as a truth that can guide your life. The path to doubling your capital, the path to true financial freedom, is not paved with luck, flashy schemes, or shortcuts. It is paved with understanding, patience, and steadfast discipline. It is paved with decisions made wisely, consistently, and with purpose. Think of your money as a seed. When planted in fertile ground, nurtured with knowledge, watered with patience, and protected from the storms of impulsive choices, it grows. Slowly, quietly, inevitably, until one day, the small seed has become a mighty tree, bearing the fruits of security, freedom, and abundance. This is not magic. This is the natural outcome of respecting a timeless principle. And here is the true beauty of it. The rule does more than double your capital. It doubles your confidence, your clarity, your ability to navigate life with calm, to face uncertainty without fear, to dream boldly without desperation. Your wealth becomes a reflection of your discipline, your vision, your inner strength, and in that reflection, you see more than numbers. You see freedom, you see purpose, you see the life you have longed to create. So, beloved listeners, carry this principle with you. Let it guide your decisions, steady your mind, and shape your actions. Invest where you understand, hold with patience, trust the process, and allow time to work its quiet, profound magic. In doing so, you do not merely double your capital, you elevate your life, your future, and your peace of mind. And remember, abundance is not in rushing, it is in mastering the art of thoughtful action. Wealth is not in luck, it is in honoring timeless principles. Success is not in haste, it is in patience, clarity, and purpose. May this rule guide you, protect you, and empower you on the journey to financial freedom and on the path to living a life of vision, dignity, and profound peace. Your capital, your freedom, your future are waiting. The choice, the action, the patience is yours.